Have you ever felt like the world around you is moving too fast, while you stuck in the same place, drowning in thoughts that never seem to quiet down? Sometimes it feels like life has lost its color. The weight in your chest doesn't lift. But what if I told you that even in your darkest moments, peace is not gonna knit, just waiting for you to notice it again? This is the story of Arjun, a man who lost everything he thought defined his life, and how a few timeless words of Buddha helped him rediscover light within himself. Arjun was once a dreamer. He worked hard, smiled often, and believed the world was kind. But life, as it often does, had other plans. Within months, his small business collapsed. His relationships fell apart, and the laughter he once carried turned into silence. Each morning, he woke up feeling heavier, dragging himself through days that felt endless. The people around him told him to just be positive, but those words only made him feel more broken. He spent nights staring at the ceiling, wondering if peace was even real. Depression slowly became his only companion, one that whispered lies into his ear. That he wasn't good enough, that no one cared, that life had no purpose. One afternoon, when the pain became unbearable, Arjun walked aimlessly until he found himself at a small monastery on the edge of town. The sound of the wind and the quiet rustle of trees pulled him in. There, he met an old monk who was sweeping the ground with calm, unhurried movements. Arjun sat nearby, unable to speak. The monk glanced at him and said softly, "You look like you're carrying the world on your shoulders." Arjun nodded, his eyes full of tears. "I don't know how to be happy anymore," he said. The monk smiled gently and replied, "Happiness is not something you chase. It's something you remember." Those words lingered in Arjun's mind. For the first time in a long while, he felt curious instead of hopeless. Over the next few days, Arjun kept returning to the monastery. He didn't talk much, just sat quietly as the monks went about their simple lives. One morning, the monk gave him a piece of paper with a Buddha quote written on it. "You, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." The words struck deep. June realized he had spent years criticizing himself, blaming himself for his failures, and denying himself compassion. He had shown kindness to everyone except himself. That night, for the first time in months, he whispered softly, "I forgive myself." He cried not from pain, but from release. Days passed, and the monk shared more of Buddha's teachings. One morning, he said, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." Arjun realized how much of his suffering came from his thoughts, regret from yesterday, and fears of tomorrow. He started focusing on small moments: the warmth of sunlight on his skin, the taste of tea, the sound of the wind. Slowly, his anxiety began to fade. Another quote the monk shared said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." It changed the way Arjun saw life. He stopped looking for happiness in success, people, or material things. Instead, he began sitting quietly each morning, just breathing, letting his mind rest. The more he practiced, the lighter he felt. Weeks turned into months, and Arjun found strength he didn't know he had. He restarted his work not to prove his worth, but to create with love. He reconnected with people not to fill a void, but to share his peace. He wasn't the same man anymore. He had learned that depression doesn't disappear overnight, but when you face it with gentleness instead, it starts to lose power. He often remembered another Buddha quote the monk had told him, "No one saves us but ourselves. No one can, and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path." Those words became his daily reminder that healing is not about waiting for someone to rescue you. It's about choosing every single day to take one small step toward peace. The moral of Arjun's journey is simple yet profound. Happiness isn't found in what you gain, but in what you let go of. Let go of the guilt, the fear, the need to be perfect. Let go of comparing your journey to someone else's. The moment you stop fighting life and start accepting it, peace begins to bloom within you. As Buddha once said, "What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create." When you shift your thoughts toward kindness and presence, the world around you starts to change in ways you never imagined. So, if you're listening to this and you're in a dark place, please remember, you are not broken. You're just being called to find yourself again. The storm inside you isn't here to destroy you. It's here to cleanse you. Every breath you take is proof that hope is still alive. As Arjun learned, healing begins the moment you stop running from your pain and start listening to what it's trying to teach you. Don't give up. Your time will come. No matter how heavy the night feels, the dawn will always return. You are stronger than your thoughts, braver than your fears, and more deserving of love than you realize. So take a deep breath, let the past go, and begin again. Because peace is already within you, it's just waiting for you to notice it.